Move forward, let's look at an event that was held this week, the inaugural Northern Cape Mining Investment Lekgotla. It was held by Nascence Advisory and Government in partnership with Transnet. I'm now joined by Economist and Director of Nascence Advisory, Xhanti Payi. Xhanti, thank you for being with us. Firstly, a lot of people know about the Northwest because of what we've seen there, different parts of the country. Why are you zooming in on the Northern Cape?
The Northern Cape is particularly special, of course, because of how rich it is in minerals. It is particularly rich in minerals like manganese, zinc, and all of these minerals that are actually considered to be the minerals of the future that will help us, be actually a more sustainable world. So that is one area. But the other area is the potential that they have in terms of actually moving us forward. And there's, of course, a lot of diverse kinds of minerals. And so that was a great place to start. But this partnership will take us into other provinces that actually are also mineral rich, including Mpumalanga.
Okay, so this is the start of a series of Lekgotlas. How will it lead to actual investment? That's what everybody wants.
I think that's exactly the question. And I think one of the key things, this is why we actually had the kind of people who met there. So, for example, the involvement of Transnet, because Transnet is a very major player in terms of logistics, right? Because actually many, we have to actually move the minerals, and many of the new miners in particular have complained that, they are not actually able to access the logistics field, and what they use is trucks. And the difference between actually what it costs on a truck and what it costs on a train can be actually the difference between whether or not someone gets the funding to run a mine or actually gets the investment. So it is important that we deal very decisively with the infrastructure. So Ms. Portia Debbie was there as the Group CEO of Transnet, and she spoke very, very authoritatively about the plans of Transnet. And actually, the Transnet CEO of Fried Rail also was there, and she spoke about how they're going to invest in infrastructure, invest in the expansion of rail, so that actually rail becomes more inclusive. Because as we stand now, a lot of people who are starting out are not part of this. And then, of course, there was also a big discussion around new mining, which is exploration. And that is also important because obviously as we think about new mining, we need new minerals. And we found out from the CEO of Orion Minerals, which is in partnership with the Council for Geosciences, or in an understanding with the Council for Geosciences, to actually explore more that actually we haven't done any new exploration since the 80s. And we need to actually expand that so that actually mining gets a little bit more vibrant, and that actually we're able to include more people. And then, of course, there were also talks about, funding, infrastructure, energy was a big thing. And then, of course, I think one of the key players who has participated was the Premier of the province, with his enthusiasm to follow through to make sure holds all of these partners together as we move forward, so that actually this wasn't just a talk shop, but we are able to actually hold people accountable and move everybody forward. So he's going to play a very important role of actually sponsor of this process, so that everybody keeps to what they actually committed to. And I think that's the main difference in terms of the list.
So this information, it sounds like it could really help black players, homegrown investors who want to enter this sector. Is that correct? And then, you just mentioned energy, but that's a big deal, right? If you're going to put any money down.
Absolutely, it's a big deal. So the sustainability of energy and the expansion of energy is a good one. And the Department of Mineral Resources, of course, is a big player here. And they was there to speak very much about actually their work that they have to do to liberalize energy, to make sure that it is available in abundance, because this is what is important, and to even move. And they were actually challenged by the president of the Minerals Council of South Africa. Yes, we are happy that, they said they're quite happy that we, the Department of Energy has increased, that 100 megawatts allowance for people to self-generate. But much more than that, we need much more steps to make sure that actually the energy shortages. And that is something that was quite important. So that's another important part. And we also found out, of course, that water is another thing, and that the Premier working with business and the water department are building more water capacity to actually do that. But we need more partnerships. We need more to actually bring us forward. I must say, talking about actually these services, one a key player that we actually neglected was the municipalities. But during the day, they said they want to participate in this because they are very important. They should be centered to this. And so they participated. And I think that, of course, a big part of how mining has lost investment because of the ability of to the sector.
All right, we're losing your link a bit, but it sounds like the right people are around the table talking about new mining investments and encouraging that. Thank you, Economist and Director of Nascence Advisory, Xhanti Payi.